And if your chosen candidate, your beloved Hillary, had won, none of this corruption would have come to light. Now the deep state, your days are numbered. And we smelly Trump supporters, and I'm one, I'm an irredeemable deplorable, we will not rest. And all of your deep state colleagues, until they are held accountable for what you've done here. Joining us now, two congressmen who did grill Peter Strzok earlier today. He's the chairman of the Freedom Caucus. Of course, Mark Meadows from North Carolina, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Chairman Meadows, this guy wants us to believe that his own words have no meaning. I thought Clinton parsed words really well in a corrupt way. This is a whole new level. Let's get your reaction to the hearings.
Well, it's a whole new level, Sean, but I think the other thing is he wants us to believe him when he's saying one thing that's very different than the evidence would suggest. And so today, Peter Strzok's luck ran out. I'm here to tell you that there are a number of things that he said today that are not supported by evidence, and so they could be potentially false testimony, and they are in conflict with other testimony that we've had from Rod Rosenstein, specifically the lead-up that you had in your monologue talking about Bruce Orr's involvement. You have one part of the DOJ saying, oh, he wasn't involved. You have testimony today that suggests that he is. We've long suspected that. So I can just tell you, the American people know that there was one particular witness today that had a hard time with the facts.
So, Congressman Gaetz, I know that this is the main question I get from people. So Hillary Clinton had a rigged investigation, and they allowed her to continue because she was the favored one. He thought, of course, it was going to be 100 million and none because smelly people like me and others wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. So I guess the question is, when do we get justice? When does a real investigation into Hillary happen? When do we get to the bottom of the FISA abuse scandal? Jim Jordan's going to join us later. He got some new information on that today. When does the truth come out, and when are these people held responsible for abusing the power that we, the people, gave them, the smelly people?
We are only going to get justice when Attorney General Jeff Sessions does his job and follows the advice that dozens of us in Congress have been giving him to appoint a second special counsel, Sean. But we won't get justice from the Democrats. If you watched the hearing today, you saw the Democrats give a 5-hour cat bath to Peter Strzok. You had one Democrat from the state of New Jersey say that he deserved hugs and kisses. A Democrat from Rhode Island said that we needed to give Peter Strzok our apology. And one Democrat from Tennessee even said that he deserved the Purple Heart. That is incredibly offensive to the people who've gone downrange and fought for our country, who live in my district, who've been wounded in action. And it just shows the extent to which anything that could in any way be negative for Donald Trump is something the Democrats will embrace, even if that very same stuff is harmful to our country and the institutions that we all have to be able to rely on.
Congressman Meadows, how do we now hold these people accountable? To me, if I did what Hillary did, if I lied to a FISA judge, if I rigged an investigation, I would expect that I probably wouldn't end up like these people.
Well, you wouldn't, because there's two standards. There's a standard here in Washington, D.C. for the well-connected, of which obviously Hillary Clinton, Peter Strzok, some of the others that we're now seeing, perhaps even the director of the CIA and James Clapper, the well-connected. There's a standard for them, and yet there's a standard for all other Americans. So here's how we have to actually get to the bottom of it. There has to be criminal referrals that start. Enough of the talk, enough of the hearings. You know, we're starting to gather enough information. It is time for criminal referrals, and that includes going back to some of the evidence that has been put forth.
All right, you guys were amazing. Without the Freedom Caucus, we're in trouble. Trey Gaetz.